here again with Miss Sasha. Yes, you're such a good girl. Today, we are going to do another thing that's super fun. Just like with spin, having her go around in a circle, we're going to do another parlor trick. This one is called Sit Pretty. Now, to have Sasha sit pretty, it's a little bit harder for bigger dogs, but we want her to use her back legs to kind of prop up her front legs in the front and to sit up on just her back legs, okay? So she's using her muscles in her back to lift her front and her abdomen up in the air. So to do this one, come here, Sasha. I have her sit, sit. And then what I do is I have the treat close to her face, and I just want to get her to levitate herself just a little bit, stay in that for just a few seconds, and then she gets her treat. Sasha, sit pretty. Good girl, good girl. Ready? Sit pretty. Sit pretty. Sit. So you don't want her just jumping at it. Sit pretty. Good girl. So you want to hold it there for just a few seconds. It's going to be hard because Sasha has those really sharp teeth that she likes to bite at. So you just want to hold it there for just a few seconds and then give her the treat. Sasha, sit pretty. Good girl. Good girl. Let's try another treat for you. So I've been using the jerky treats with Miss Sasha, but I'm going to try to see if some chicken treats get her attention as well. Yeah. This one's kind of exciting, huh? Yeah, you interested? Ready? Sit. Sit. Sit pretty. Good girl. So that one was perfect. She lifted her body, even her paw was coming out a little bit. So that's exactly what we want. So come here, Sasha. Try to get her nice and close for you so you can see. Sit. Ready? Sit. Sit pretty. Good girl. So she's lifting those front paws up. She's going up for the treat, and then I give her the treat. Sasha, ready? Sit pretty. Sit. Sit pretty. Good girl. Good sit pretty. Good job. Remember, you always want to have her starting in the sit position, and we don't want to get her to jump. We just want her to lift her front paws up. So if she's jumping, just start over, move her around a little bit, and bring her right back to her spot to start over. Because we don't want her to jump. We don't want her to get used to that. We just want her to lift those front paws up. All right, Sasha, you ready? Okay, come here. Around this direction. Think that's good for you? There we go. Sit pretty. Good girl. And not just jumping, sit pretty. Sit. So when she does the jumping, I immediately correct her with my no noise, the and move her back into her spot. Sit. Sit pretty. And you don't want it to be too much in front of her nose. You actually want to bring it almost behind her so she goes straight up instead of lunging forward. Sit. Sit pretty. No. Sit. Sasha. Sit. Good girl. Sit pretty. Good. Sit pretty. Good girl. Remember, you want to reiterate the word. That way she can start to associate it with the position as well as getting that reward and hearing that word. Come here. Sit. Good girl. Sit pretty. Good. Sit pretty. Good girl. And the more you do it, the more she's going to actually build up those muscles in her hindquarters, and she's going to be able to hold it for a little bit longer, which will be a lot more show pony-ish. So let's see, Sasha. Ready? Come here. No. Sit. Good girl. Such a dutiful student. Look at her watching and waiting. Good girl. Ready? Sit pretty. Sit pretty. No. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit pretty. Good. Sit pretty. Good girl. Now you don't want her just lunging, like I said, up in the air. We don't want her jumping in the air. We just want her slightly lifting those front paws, extending her back and her abdomen a little bit, and then and going right for the treat. Stay in that position for just a few seconds before you allow her to have it, okay? Ready? Sit, at, sit. Sit pretty, at. Come here, nope, let's move around a little bit. Come here. Good girl, come here. And sit. Good girl. Sit pretty. At, sit. Sit pretty. Good girl. So you want her to move up nice and slow. If she's moving really, really fast and jumping at it, take a few seconds. Don't let her have the treat. Just move around a little bit. And if she does do that, remember, you want to give the correction, the and then try again. Good girl, sit pretty. Sit pretty. Good girl. Good, sit pretty. Ready? Sit pretty. No, you don't get that one yet. Come here. Sit. Good. Sit pretty. Sit pretty. Listen up. Good. Sit pretty, Sasha. Good girl. So this one will take a little bit of practice, but like I said, it's a really fun parlor trick to kind of show your friends. Along with the shake and the spin, it's something fun for her to do. But you got to make sure that you don't let her have the treat when she's jumping and bouncing around. You want to make sure that she's lifting slowly. Otherwise, she's going to think that she can just jump for the treat no matter what. So remember, keep it behind her head, start her in the sit, and then have her lift up slowly. Sit. Sit pretty. Sit pretty. Good, sit pretty. Good job, Sasha. Remember with the treat, lots of love and affection. Keep repeating that word. All right, good girl. So practice both of these tricks just a few times during the week. Kind of get her used to being in the, the upwards position. That way we can start working on her muscles. And then practice the spin. The spin